Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to talk about Battle Armor He-Man. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, as you guys know, the first He-Man release was the regular ordinary He-Man, and then later on we got Battle Armor He-Man. By the time I got into He-Man, all the regular He-Man figures were sold out, so my first figure was Skeletor. But my very first actual He-Man character figure was actually Battle Armor He-Man. I remember I was in JCPenney's at the mall, and I was supposed to be there buying my sister a Christmas present. And while I was in line with her present in my hand, I saw Battle Armor He-Man for the first time, and I remember picking up his box art and looking at the card and seeing, you know, what's going on here. I mean, you have some kind of damage happening, and then you repair it. It's like, so I thought it was some kind of maybe metallic kind of plastic you would massage to bring back, get rid of the dent, and that the sword actually made the dent as you scraped it across it. Kind of like those smashing cars they used to have where you would take and make the mold yourself. And so I was all excited to see how this works. And the card art was just so cool looking. My camera's kind of freaking out. So I thought, this is such a cool figure. So I did the wrong thing. I actually put my sister's present back and bought the figure and took it home. And I thought it was pretty cool. Now, before I actually got this He-Man figure, my He-Man was actually Zodak. I would tell like Zodak was He-Man. Now, this He-Man figure did not come with his shield. I added the shield later on for the weapons pack. He came with his battle axe, and he came with his half sword that would merge with Skeletor's other half. And it always bothered me he didn't have a shield. And so then I went and added the weapons pack shield to him. Now, when I found out how he worked, obviously it was not what I expected, but still really cool in that you would take the battle axe or the sword and you would pound it into his chest and make a dent. Oh, dent number 1. Oh, dent number 2. And then you would take and roll back the barrel. Roll back the barrel. There we go, and it's as good as new. And so it was cool, and like I said, he was my first actual He-Man figure. Again, my first figure was actually Skeletor. And it's fun, too. He doesn't have the spring waist, so you can just take him and go, ha, 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 have him do all kinds of damage and fun stuff like that. So, now, it was interesting is even though this figure was a prominent figure, and they actually had him in lots of box art and everything else when this came out, they actually featured him like on the cover of this book right here. And you can see on the cover, you see we've got our Battle Armor He-Man. But inside the book, they never actually show Battle Armor He-Man anywhere actually in the book itself. It's kind of weird how he's on the cover, but not in the artwork inside. So that was kind of strange. Now later on in 2000X, we did get a figure similar to Battle Armor He-Man. We actually got this figure right here. And this is Battle Sound He-Man. He makes sound. Let me put him by a microphone so you guys can hear.
I have the power!
And when you turned him, he would do sound effects too. And they also had a Battle Sound Skeletor. But you can see it's reminiscent of the Battle Armor He-Man with the way they designed this armor here. Now they came in two different ways. They came in the silver chrome like this, with and it had the gold parts in front of his fur. And they also came in a gold version, which then the pieces were silver instead of gold. So I actually bought them both so I could put the silver with the gold and the gold with the silver. So it made more sense that way. Now this one did work today for a minute, then it died. Yep, it's dead. I got to change out the batteries. But believe it or not, this one still is the original batteries from so long ago. Stand, He-Man, stand. Now, we did get one in Classics, and the Classics one is kind of cool, except for his battle armor is not actually rotating. You actually take and you change out these pieces right here in order to change it out. So you have to pull his armor off, the pieces go on the inside, and then after they go on the inside, then you can show and display how you want. Now, he did not come with a sword Did he come with a shield even? I think he's missing both his sword and his shield. All he has is a battle axe. And at first I was annoyed. It's like, what? No sword, no shield. But according to the storyline on the back, he uses his sword, and his sword transforms into the armor. Kind of like how She-Ra uses her sword to make it a lasso and a helmet and all kinds of other things. You know, sword to rope and sword to net and sword to helmet and all the craziness. They decided to use that same craziness here. It's like my tape's getting kind of worn out on here. It's weird. But it's still, the box is still sealed. But they started adding tape to the edges here. Anyway, it's beside the point. But when people complained, Mattel said, hey, it's okay. We're going to release this green Teela, and she's going to come with the sword that you need to go with your figure. And it's like, what? So if you didn't get the original He-Man figure, only bought the battle armor, if you wanted the sword, then you had to go buy the green Teela as well. Shirella. All right. Now, Mondo, they did give us this really cool battle armor He-Man. It came in a 3-pack of 3 different armors, 1 body, and you can see how cool he is. And this piece right here is actually removable, and it came with an extra one without damage. Now, of course, I want the damage one, otherwise why have battle armor without the damage being shown? And he is pretty cool looking. Mondo, excellent job. What a cool 12-inch He-Man figure that is. So cool. So cool. Let me pop him back on his stand here. On your stand, He-Man. There we go. Now, even though they didn't actually have battle armor He-Man in Filmation and not in a lot of the comics, either for the mini comics, in the new cartoon, they did put battle armor He-Man in there, and it's so cool looking. And here, watch this clip right here. And you can see that his armor actually heals itself by rotating. But they kind of messed up on the animation a little bit, but it does look really, really cool. I'm glad they included that battle armor He-Man in the new cartoon. Now, they did give us a battle armor He-Man in Origins, and I actually converted mine over to a Filmation version. There he is right here, my Filmation version. And I have a whole video on how I did that. And they did the same thing. They actually added the barrel that actually does rotate around, and you hit it. But it's such a small barrel. I don't understand why they made the barrel so small on his chest. Everyone says it's because the arms, but they could have made the piece that holds the arms in as part of this and come right out and have more room for the mechanics on the inside here. And it's just such a shame because you can see how cool that large battle armor looks compared to the small one. Anyway, let's go and put them back on top of the castle. There we go. All right. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the new cartoon. It's really cool. I'll have some more videos about it. But I think it's just, like I said, so cool they added the battle armor He-Man to the new cartoon. It's like, it's about time. We got battle armor He-Man in an actual cartoon. I mean, we did have the, you know, the sound He-Man in a cartoon. Not that exciting. But battle armor, which you guys know, as I mentioned before, was my first He-Man figure. So sometimes to me, this is what He-Man should look like with the battle armor, because that's what I was used to as a kid. So I know most people are used to the ones with just the straps coming down, but still, he is pretty cool looking. All right. Thanks for watching. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.
Hey, if this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. Oh, I knocked down a Dora on the ground. Anyway, we have lots of fun here all the time. We got a great community of people that watch my videos and stuff, and I have lots of cool, innovative ideas. So if you want to see something, if you love watching He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and using the action figures and all kinds of other things, and you want to see something a little different, come to this channel because we build some really cool things, some great customs, some cool 3D parts, and everything else. So hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in future videos, and you're going to love the community here. We got some great people here like Mike and Eric and Jeff and a bunch of other people that always come all the time, and we just have a lot of fun talking about all kinds of things. Even yesterday, as we were waiting for parts to heat up, we were talking about tacos and which is better to have the cheese melted on the meat or to have it on top of the lettuce and let it cool. So we run the gambit, but it's always about some sort of He-Man connection of some sort. So if you like He-Man, come join us. We got some crazy new ideas sometimes, some great customs, lots of cool 3D parts that we build. And sometimes if you actually become a member, you may even get a good discount on one of our 3D parts. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey.